Do you often feel overwhelmed by your emotions, unable to control your reactions, or get stuck in patterns of chronic anxiety and stress? If you said yes, you may be dealing with emotional dysregulation. Hi, beautiful souls. I'm Ava Work. I'm an energy healer and coach, and welcome to my channel, where I help you heal from your past, get unstuck, and live as your highest self. In this video, we're going to be talking about emotional dysregulation, what it looks like, how it affects your life, and what you can do to overcome it and take control of your emotions. So let's start by understanding what do we mean by emotional dysregulation. It's when you have difficulty managing your emotional response, leading to intense and inappropriate reactions to situations, people, or events. Emotional dysregulation stems from traumatic experiences, especially from childhood, that can leave a lasting imprint on your emotional well-being and your ability to regulate your emotions. And it also negatively is impacted by chronic stress and anxiety that keeps your nervous system in a heightened state of alert. Emotional dysregulation can look like frequent mood swings where your emotions just change rapidly and unpredictably, intense anger or frustration that feels overwhelming and uncontrollable, anxiety or panic attacks that make you feel paralyzed by fear or worry, difficulty calming down after being upset, leaving you feeling emotionally exhausted, feeling overwhelmed by your emotions to the point where you just can't focus or function properly. And emotional dysregulation doesn't just affect your mood. It can impact all areas of your life. It can strain your relationships, causing conflicts and misunderstandings because your emotional reactions can be unpredictable and intense. It can affect your performance at work or school, making it hard to concentrate, meet deadlines, or work well with others. It could lead to unhealthy coping mechanisms like overeating or drinking alcohol to try to manage or numb your overwhelming emotions. And it can cause physical health issues due to chronic stress on the body, like headaches, digestive problems, and even a weakened immune system. So for all these reasons, emotional dysregulation can be a destructive pattern that drives your emotions and creates stress and negative impacts in your life. And while there are several methods available to help you regulate your emotions, the one that I found the most effective by far for me and for my clients is a proven energy healing technique known as the emotion code, body code, and belief code, which was developed by Dr. Bradley Nelson. The emotion code, which is level 1 of this modality, helps you quickly find and release trapped emotions from unresolved traumas and challenging events that result in issues with regulating your emotions. And I recommend using the emotion code method to find and release trapped emotions around your specific emotional triggers, since triggers are your doorway to those unresolved wounds inside you. When you become triggered, it's because there are these unresolved wounds that get reactivated, which can lead to emotional dysregulation. Once you become aware of your emotional triggers, like when you feel criticized or maybe made to feel unimportant by others, or you fear rejection, or you feel unsupported, or you just feel out of control, you take that specific trigger and using the emotion code technique, you can identify the specific stuck emotions around that particular trigger and release them energetically. Finding and releasing trapped emotions with the emotion code technique is something that you can learn to do on your own, or you can decide to also work with a trained practitioner like myself. I have added a link to the emotion code book by Dr. Bradley Nelson below this video, which you can learn all about this method and how to do it yourself. I also have an intro guidebook on the emotion code, which you can check out on the free resource section of my website, which I've also linked in the description below. And I actually did a previous video on how to release your stuck emotions, where I go deeper in on this topic, which again, I've also linked in the description below. If you find that after releasing a bunch of trapped emotions, you still get emotionally triggered by the same trigger that you worked on, the reason that can happen is because there are deeper layers connected to the unresolved wounds, like limiting beliefs and negative thought patterns. And if this sounds like you, then the level 2 body code and level 3 belief code of this energy healing method would be recommended for finding and releasing any limiting beliefs or negative thought patterns that are at the root of your triggers. And while the body code and belief code are not methods you can learn to do on your own, like you can with the emotion code, you can also work with a certified practitioner or decide to invest in getting trained to do it yourself. In my experience, when working intensely on healing triggers for myself and others, the energetic release of limiting beliefs and negative thoughts, specifically around the topic of self-worth and safety, can have a huge impact on being able to more effectively regulate your emotions. And that's because I found that at the root of a lot of our unresolved wounds, our belief around not being worthy and not being safe. This is why I recommend you work on your triggers at a deeper level if you realize that you're still dealing with emotional dysregulation after removing several trapped emotions around this issue. Let me share two powerful examples to illustrate this. First, let's look at self-worth. Sarah has been struggling with severe emotional dysregulation for years. She experiences frequent mood swings, intense anger, and debilitating anxiety that impacts her relationships and work life. Sarah's triggers are fear of criticism and feeling unsupported. She had grown up in an environment where she felt constantly criticized and felt unsupported, leading to a core belief that she was unworthy of love and respect. And whenever she faced criticism at work or felt unappreciated by her partner, it triggered these unresolved wounds, causing her to react with intense anger and frustration. But by focusing on these deeper layers, we can use the body code and belief code techniques to identify and energetically release these specific limiting beliefs and negative thoughts around her self-worth. By clearing these energetic imbalances in the form of beliefs and thoughts, she raises her self-worth and is no longer triggered by a similar situation or event. Now let's consider another scenario around safety. John struggled with chronic anxiety and panic attacks for years. His emotional dysregulation stemmed from a deep-seated belief that he was never truly safe. Growing up in a volatile household, John learned to always be on high alert, which would leave him with a constant state of fear and insecurity. And whenever John encountered situations that felt unpredictable or beyond his control, it triggered these unresolved wounds, leading to intense anxiety and panic. Even minor changes in his routine or unexpected events at work would set off a spiral of fear and anxiety. But by addressing and healing the root cause of his trigger, of feeling out of control or feeling anxious in unpredictable situations, which are limiting beliefs around not feeling safe or having no control, he shifts his belief to feeling safe now in his body, and these similar situations are no longer triggering for him. So if you find that you're still dealing with emotional dysregulation after releasing a bunch of trapped emotions around your triggers, I recommend you work on the limiting beliefs or any negative thought patterns that are at the root of your triggers. I have found that just by working on self-worth and safety beliefs alone, it indirectly had a positive impact on my triggers, even if I didn't work on the triggers directly. This deeper level of healing can make a significant impact on your emotional well-being and every aspect of your life. So thank you for watching. Let me know if this video resonated with you in the comments below. And please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for even more content like this to help you heal, get unstuck, and live as your highest self.